Hey, little Maggie. So cute, huh? What a cute little girl. Well, hey everyone. I know it's been a while since the last made a new YouTube video, so let's make a new one. Alright, so today's video, someone requested me to make a updated tour of all my true spiders. Since I don't really have that many, I have about 3 of them, I thought I should include in my vinegaroon, my tailless whip scorpion, my 2 scorpions, and if I can find my centipede. She's so hard to find. Even though that she is 6 to 8 inches, I will be filming that. But first, I do want to share you just one tea, even though I said it wasn't going to be about teas. So, can anyone guess what species this is? Well, if you guessed Yasmine, my pink zebra beauty, Eupalustris camperstratus, you are correct. She just molted. I think a couple of days ago. You can see the molt pieces here. I'm going to be removing them. Unfortunately, she didn't really have a successful molt because part of her old molt is stuck within a new one. As you can see, that she has a funny leg. But I'm not going to be touching her because she is very soft and I don't want her to lose the leg. And Yasmine is a kind of a special tea to me because she was the very first tarantula that I bought from Tarantula Canada. And ever since I bought this tarantula 7 years ago, it got me more hooked into the teas. And in 7 short years, my collection grew to 123 lovable teas. And 99% of, well, I would say 95% of them come from that dealer. Awesome. Okay, so now let's go update you on my true spiders. So you might be wondering, what is a true spider? Well, a true spider is a spider that is not a tarantula. So, as we all know, the family of tarantulas is Theraphosphodidae. So anything that is not a Theraphosphodidae is a true spider. They're not very large, and they have different capabilities of attack, like the sand spider, the trapdoor, the funnel webs, the diplorids, and so forth. Okay, so currently I only own 3 true spiders. So here we go. So this is the very first true spider I'll be updating. It's not an idiop species. This is a Siphonesia, which is a black and silver Asian African trapdoor spider. Now the trapdoor spider I got back 4 years ago was the same time I got Annabelle, my avic female, who currently still has her egg sac. Don't really see any babies yet, but when I do, I will be filming it. Yeah, so I don't really make many videos of my trapdoor because 99% of the time I never see her. She's always hiding in her burrow. That actually might be her somewhere in there. And it's a shame though that whenever I make feeding videos, I just never see her attack. And usually I'm filming for at least 20 minutes or so and nothing's happening. But hopefully I'll be able to catch her in feeding video 114 because trapdoor spiders really have a cool attack. So basically what the attack is really a trapdoor. The spider, also called a megalomorph, digs a little burrow and it makes a little door here. That's a trap. So when the cricket comes close to the burrow, it opens it and closes it, just like a trap. It's very cool to see. The recent feeding video I have about this one is in Tarantula feeding video 107, so you can really see how a trapdoor really attacks the food. It's an amazing species and no collection is complete with that one. Now I hope this spider won't give anyone nightmares. So this is my other true spider that I own. This was bought from Tarantula Canada. This is my Photopus regius, commonly called the regal jumping spider, native to North America. Now this little female regius I bought from Tarantula Canada back on November of 2013. I think it was one of my birthday editions, if I vividly remember. I got her for around $90 as a pair of a male and female Regius. Unfortunately, the male had a molt. I believe he did mature, and then he died shortly after. And I wanted really to mate this girl with the male, but unfortunately she didn't molt until later on. So that kind of sucked, and I really would have liked to breed these awesome species, since they're very rare in Canada that they come up for sale. So the care for this little spider, simply I just keep them in a 32-ounce deli container. The same thing I do with my trapdoor. This one here I put a lot less substrate, about an inch or two. Make sure it's damp, because you can't really offer a water dish for a spider around this small. It's around about a good inch and a half. So a typical adult size of the Sericosmus elegans, which is the Trinidad dwarf tarantula. I give him a little sphagnum moss and cork bark in a typical arboreal setup, and it does very well. And the common name is the regal jumping spider, and as you've seen in my recent feeding video, that is how they attack their crickets, by jumping. So very cool. Now let's look at my other true spider, and this one is one of my favorites. Now this is ideally one of the largest true spiders that I've kept in my care since my Lenithile megathyloides, which was my Brazilian diplorid that I loaned to Tarantula Canada to breed with one of their females. Now this here is a 4-inch female Viridaceous species Madagascar, which is known as the Madagascar fishing spider. Now the fishing spider is a really cool true spider, and one of my favorite aspects about it, simply because of its color, kind of reminds you of a pokey with the black and white patterns. Also reminds you of Beetlejuice, if you have seen that movie. And the attacks are just simply amazing. Very, very quick. So I'll give you an idea of what their eyes look like. So these are old world true spiders, but they are relatively harmless. Their venom is really not as potent as some of the tarantulas over there. So like my regal jumping spider, they do well in an arboreal setup. So this is what they have. A little cork bark on its side, some substrate, and keep it moist with some ventilation there, and you'll be fine. And I love this one, like I said, for the same reasons that you see in my feeding videos. They have voracious appetites, and it's just amazing to see how fearless they are when they're attacking a superworm or a cricket. Awesome. Okay, so now for my update on Dinah. Dinah is my tailless whip scorpion, which is a Daemon diadema. So this is a mature female. She's roughly around, I would say, a good 3.5 to about 4 inches. Really cool. The common name is kind of a misnomer because it's no relation to a scorpion whatsoever, or a cave spider. Not a spider, but it is an arachnid because it does have 8 legs. Now, anyone who watches Fear Factor may actually remember these, because these were being eaten by one of the contestants. Again, a very simple arachnid to take care of. You can see, very fast. It comes from Africa, from Tanzania specifically, and they do well in the typical arboreal setup. This one here I keep in a 1-gallon jar from Rubbermaid. Little water dish, some substrate, EcoEarth, and a cork bark, and it does fairly well. I bought this one back in November or December 2013, and been a fan of her ever since. Yeah, she's like thin and flat as a pancake. Okay, so here are the two scorpions that I have in my collection. The one on the right here is my Haitian's Possidens, which is known as the flat rock scorpion. This is an impressive scorpion that gets around, I would say, a good 5 inches. The flat rock scorpion is known for their large pedipalps and their really skinny tails. They're actually semi-docile. They're not very aggressive. Some of them can be handled, but individuals do vary. This one does well with semi-moist substrate and a little cork bark to hide under. And there's another update on my other scorpion. This is a little older one that I had for at least a year. This is my Babicurus gigas female, which is the giant rusty bark thick-tail scorpion. Yeah, there is a scorpion. I think I named her Irene, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is a very fast scorpion, a little bit on the defensive side. Not very potent in venom, but if one were to sting you, you'd be in pain for a good number of hours. But other than that, it's not like life-threatening like the Androctonus bicolor or the Larius quinquestriatus, which is the death stalker scorpion, commonly called the L.klugi. Yeah, so they're doing pretty well. Alright, here's Vinny, my giant American vinegaroon, Mastigoproctus giganteus. This one I owned early 2013, and one of my pet holes. I don't really get to see him or her very much unless I lift up the critter keeper. Alright, so in my 5-gallon tank houses my adult female Scolopendra alternans, which is the giant Haitian centipede that I got back in March of 2013 from my friend Angelo. And I later found out the hard way that it was female because on Mother's Day, coincidental, she laid eggs and gave birth to 41 babies. Okay, so finding this centipede will not be easy because there's a lot of holes where she could be. Okay, and she's a fast one. Oh, I just saw her. Okay, I think I just seen her. Let me just get my paintbrush. And you can see she's right over here. And that's why it's good for me that I have a little less substrate, because I can actually see where she's is. So, I cover the cover up with mesh and put a little towel over there, so that way it retains humidity for these centipedes. Centipedes desiccate or dehydrate very easy, and it's important to give them very high humidity. So I have moist substrate and I'm going to be filling their water dish. Other than that, it's pretty cool. Also, if you visit my Facebook page, I recently got a new game, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us. So I did download the downloadable content, Last of Us Left Behind. So it's a side story of Ellie and her friend Riley and how they came to be and how they met each other and how they got bitten by the infected. Now, I was playing The Last of Us Left Behind and I connected it to my Facebook page, and lo and behold, something very funny happened, and they told me I had no internet connection on the game, and it posted the Snare Snap photos. It's actually really cool. So here's Ellie and here's Riley. Unfortunately my computer just locked. It's frozen. You can see I'm moving the mouse and my cursor's not moving. Cap locks don't seem to do anything. I think my computer's toast. But here we go. The bunny ears. Ooh, look, a dinosaur. That's the pufferfish, and that is their sexy pose. And I made a comment. Yeah, the boot told me I had no internet connection. Too cool. Everyone should play it. Awesome flick. Alright everyone, so hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a new video sometime this week. Weather's been nice and warm, finally, but unfortunately we're getting another foot of snow. Alright everyone, enjoy.